Alrighty guys, what's going on? It's Phil here, and it's time to ask, who wins Queen of the Ring? Tonight on Monday Night Raw, we started the Monday Night Raw Fatal 4-Ways as we had Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez all compete to see who goes on to the semifinal round. And we had Roxanne Perez pick up the win and move on to the semifinal round. Sorry, I don't have the updated bracket, but that is the truth. Roxanne Perez advances. And she will either face Jade Cargill, Michin, Piper Niven, or Nia Jax in that semifinal round. And I do believe that we are going to be seeing Jade Cargill move on to that semifinal round. But on the other side of the bracket, we got this. Charlotte Flair taking on Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Candice LeRae. And I do believe that the Queen is going to move on to the semifinal round, so Charlotte Flair moves on. And she will either face the returning Asuka, which is kind of crazy how she just snuck in here, but I love it that Asuka is back. We also have Raquel Rodriguez, Ivy Nile, and Stephanie Vaquer in that Fatal 4-Way. And I do believe that Stephanie Vaquer is going to move on to the semifinal round. Then when it comes down to my final four, we have Jade Cargill taking on Roxanne Perez. I got Jade Cargill moving on there to make it to the finals. And then between Charlotte and Stephanie, I would have Charlotte move on there. That way we would have a Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair final. I see these two being the finals of the Queen of the Ring because really ever since Jade Cargill has come to the WWE, these two have been staring at each other, and it seems like this match can happen sooner rather than later, and it could happen as soon as the Queen of the Ring final. But I want to hear your thoughts. When it comes down to this year's Queen of the Ring, it's definitely different than what it was last year in terms of the actual setup of everything, but who do you guys got winning? Out of this final, I would have Jade Cargill win, mainly because, well, Charlotte doesn't need it. And secondly, at the end of the day, if Jade Cargill defeats Tiffany Stratton, we already know who could be somebody that takes that title away from Jade Cargill, and that's none other than Miss Money in the Bank, Naomi. It just makes sense. What do you guys think? Let me know down below.